You're good. Good, we're live. Yeah, let's say your pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. To the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As a way of respecting, honoring, and creating awareness about our past, we begin our village board meetings by acknowledging that New Paltz is on the ancestral land of the Muncie Esopus and Lenape people. Check out our agendas and minutes, and have a keep adding to our list of ways to support Indigenous communities.
I want to add a few items to this business agenda. So item number 1 is related to the burn ban. Item number 4 is related to extending the bid opening for our fire department solar project. Item number 4 is about the village accepting a section of roadway from Huguenot Street to the sewer plant entrance as a village street pursuant to New York State highway law. A name will be needed for that section of road or street. Item number 6 on the business agenda, speed zone camera bill. And item number 7 is an update regarding the lead service line inventory. I would like to move that we adopt the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then let's go ahead into announcements. Is anyone interested in sharing some announcements?
Yeah, I have like just one, so I just want to focus on this one. Voter registration deadline is a Saturday, October 26th. And early voting also starts Saturday, the 26th. And so we have an early voting site where no matter where you vote on election day, you can go at any of the early voting sites in the county. We have one in New Paltz at the community center, and hours vary each day. So make sure to check on those. But on Saturday, the 26th, the community center is open for early voting from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Same goes for that Sunday. Election day itself is, all day 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, November 5th, and you'll have to go to your assigned polling site per your election district. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me any of the ways you know how, or the Board of Elections.
Thank you. Is our county legislator here with us?
I think she's okay.
There's not any other announcements. All right, she might be able to. Any other announcements from our board? No? Okay, so let's move on to public comment. Anyone from the public interested in making a comment? Anyone online? All right. So now we have the burn ban we received a notification that we need to be careful considering the dryness. So this is basically just an update for the community that's on this website. Is there anything else to share that you think is important?
Just don't light a fire.
Yep. Okay.
Even a barbecue, you can spark. The ground is extremely dry, leaves are brittle. And this condition is supposed to continue for the next 10 days or so. No measurable, no meaningful rain.
I guess what's also interesting about declaring a state of emergency is that I saw an email from the someone in the county government who was explaining how it's for 30 days and that it expires after 30 days, and let's say it continues to be dry, you would need to read that state of emergency. So I move that we adopt this language and declare a state of emergency because of the dryness for the next 30 days.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Look up that second. Aye.
And then item number 2 on the business agenda is related to the contract that we need to formalize between the village and Ulster County regarding the county's award where they were sharing some of their American Rescue Plan money with the village of New Paltz. I believe the total amount was $500,000, and that's going towards our various water main projects. And just moving that we go ahead and return that executed contract back to the county.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Is there anything else related to that, Brad?
No.
That's all we needed to do as far as an action?
Yeah.
Okay, historic Ann Oliver House rehabilitation. So this is also an update, Empire State Development. We'll schedule a public hearing via Zoom. There will be a date and time to be determined before we can receive a final contract with Empire State Development. Participation is welcome but not required. So this is just related to the round 7 Restore New York grant that we secured that will go towards the rehabilitation of the Ann Oliver House on Broadhead in the Village. So this is really just informational. And then item number 4 is the fire department solar project. So we had originally anticipated opening bids on October 24th, which would be tomorrow. We've heard from some of the prospective bidders questions about the roof material. It's basically 2 sections of the fire station roof. There's a standing seam section, and then there's also a section with material, and I'm drawing a blank on what this.
EPM, it's a rubberized surface.
Yeah, but we're calling it TPO, so I think it's
It's TPO, right?
a specific type of.
It's like a rubberized coating.
Yes,
Yeah.
but there's different applications on how one might secure panels to that type of roof. And in our original RFP, I don't think it was clear enough for the
Yes.
installers. So we're gonna try to in addition to giving installers a little bit more time to figure out and sharpen pencils regarding the how to secure the panels. We also are gonna make sure that this RFP is listed on the is it Bid Net? Is that the name of the website that it was just listed to?
That was not the name of it. I don't have the actual name for me. It was on the New York State website though.
Right, so the idea is that we wanna make sure, because what we did is we shared the RFP with as many area solar installers that we were familiar with, and we got a list that included installers that had been talking to the town regarding their police department solar array project. So we just want to cast as wide a net as possible and make sure that it's also included statewide, so various installers have an opportunity to bid on this project. So that means that we're going to extend how much time there is until November 15th. This says 4 p.m. We customarily do these at 1 p.m. Brad, can I change that?
Yeah.
So 1 p.m. on November 15th. And then also related to this project, I don't think the timing of this was that important because I think the county is somewhat flexible in terms of when you start projects, because this project will be partially paid for again with ARPA funds that the county shared with us, in addition to NYSERDA funds that we secured via a grant program. So our goal is that this solar array will largely be paid for with grant awards. And then, so I move as a board that we go ahead and officially agree to change the bid opening date from tomorrow and wait until November 15th.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Item number 5,
Opening of the bids.
opening of the bids, yeah, sorry. Item number 5, so our public works superintendent, Blue, I believe this is something that he's been interested in doing for some time, is to actually formally recognize the section that's used as a road between Huguenot Street and the sewer plant entrance, and get that dedicated and then listed as a road. So that would mean it would be eligible to be considered when we calculate how much CHIPS money we receive from New York State. And it would also provide us some flexibility in terms of on-street parking and just reimagining and cleaning up that parking area and that thoroughfare. Additionally, and this, maybe we're asking for trouble, but we're gonna need to name that street. So I was thinking we could ask the community for suggestions and then maybe come up with like some sort of survey where we rank 4 or 5 suggestions. So it's a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I like that a lot. The community had a lot of fun when we had the naming of the trucks, you know, so let's do it for something even bigger, the naming of the little street.
The naming of the little street, I'm anticipating we'll receive a lot of inappropriate suggestions, but you know, we won't include those on the final survey, but people will you know, suggesting ridiculous and inappropriate ideas. Because that's one of the things we're really good at, actually.
Yeah. I look forward to reading those too.
So, yeah, creative. And then number 6, I have been speaking with staff from Assemblymember Sarahana's office during the summer and with our police chief about this bill that was just signed into law. I saw the press release. So what's interesting about this idea of this speed zone camera bill is that these cameras could be installed if you have school zones, and we don't have any school zones in New Paltz. The only thing that we have that is close to a school zone is the section in front of the high school, so that's a county road, but that's actually not legally considered a school zone. It's basically just signs that encourage people to slow down. So there's, you know, very particular rules regarding school zones. And then we've had this conversation before, and plenty of other pedestrian safety activists have as well. It's like, why don't we have a school zone in front of the middle school on South Manheim and also Main Street? And that's because it's a state highway. So, you know, I think this kind of shines a light a little bit on, again, like, how is the city of Kingston able to lower their speed limit to 25 miles an hour? We are a village and we have various state highways that cross our village, so we don't have the flexibility or the autonomy to do things like the city of Kingston. So I sent a note to one of the new directors over at DOT in the Region 8 office to ask them if we could formally request that South Manheim and Main Street be considered a school zone. So we'll see whether we get any official response regarding that inquiry.
That'd be terrific.
And then the lead service line, so that's on this agenda too, in that, and we've discussed, and we're just gonna keep bringing it up because over the next 10 years, we have to make sure that all of the properties that receive municipal water do not have lead service line. So a big part of this project involves having property owners report back what they see, having our staff, let's say when they do any sort of visit to a property. So we're gonna basically condition all of our staff to, you know, regularly, you know, we're already regularly looking for illegal sump pump connections, or if a meter needs to be updated. You know, there's a variety of reasons why staff may be in an individual's basement, but we want to be able to help property owners assess whether there is a lead service line. Fortunately, we're pretty confident that there's very little, if any, lead within our conveyance system, including service lines. But this is a federal requirement that we, you know, can show a paper trail that everything has been looked at carefully. So we have an online survey. We have a letter that's going to go out to all property owners to give them a heads up. And, you know, we're also trying to be careful about how a lot of the language is worded, because, you know, the prospect of lead would be scary. But the reason we're asking is not so much because we're nervous that there is lead, but we're asking because we want to triple check that there is not.
Is there a deadline for this study?
So we had to submit like a formal report by last week, which we did.
Right.
And we were also one of the handful of communities in the state that got a significant amount of money. We received $192,000 of grant money for this project. And, I think Brad's been doing an awesome job of leading the charge, making sure our I's are dotted, making sure that we're doing what is required for the federal government. And, as usual, so with our DPW staff, and we're gonna actually have a meeting tomorrow with our building department, just, getting everyone laser focused on, just looking for lead lines, and then creating a paper trail that looked and that, ideally, you're seeing either PEX or copper and not lead.
But is there like a March 1st deadline?
Oh, we have 10, so we've reached the most important near-term deadline, which was last week,
Okay.
and then now we have 10 years.
Ah, okay. But for the survey.
So we completed an initial survey, which was submitted on October 16th.
Okay.
And then we're gonna continue to collect any information on what we still don't know.
Right.
And we're gonna submit that information annually until we know definitively there's no lead left in the service line anywhere.
So we have like 1,100 connections, and I think we estimate that we had confirmation when we submitted in October that we had a few hundred or not, so we have several hundred that we're still unclear on. So we have time,
Right.
but I think part of just talking about it, part of like sending a letter to the paper, sending a letter to individual property owners, having this online survey, it's just like how many bites at the apple just to condition everyone and make them aware that, you gotta, see what is actually on your property.
Yeah, we're keeping it open forever, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
the online survey will just,
Until we know there's no lead.
because part of the online survey too, it has some like photographs and it has some explanation about the program. So in addition to being a survey, it's also like an opportunity to, share information about the program.
Right.
Yeah, I found like, obviously, doesn't apply to me as I don't own a property, but I found the survey was really cool. I learned a lot about the different things to look at, the different kinds of pipes and stuff. So now I know a lot more about pipes than I did before.
Yeah, Brad's been largely driving this bus, and I'm sure he's learned a ton about lead as well, so we have like our resident expert now too.
Thank you, Bob.
All right, I'm gonna, so no action is required regarding the lead discussion. Next item is I'm gonna motion that we move bills and claims.
Second.
All in favor? PB liaison update.
I was out of town, so didn't attend on Tuesday last week. Ulster County Planning Board has been asked to comment on the county executive's proposed budget, and those comments are due on Monday, so. As it relates to planning, so planning board now, look at them and submit the comments to. Consideration.
And I don't have a ZBA update to share. That's it, unless you guys want to talk about anything else.
No, just see everyone at Halloween.
Okay. Did you want to make a public comment? If you came late?
Okay.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
You wanna,
That's gotta be like the first year, like. Since like. Nobody brought it up, or somebody said, I don't do this. Wow. No, thank you.